All right, Russ. We just got back from the from Terre Haute, Indiana, at the Silver Gloves, the 2011 Silver Gloves. We saw what we saw. It is what it is. What's your impression?
It's heartbreaking. It really is. You know, it's just heartbreaking. You know, to see that this is exactly what's wrong with boxing. You know, the fight wasn't even close. He fought another national champion. He fought a two-time national champion last week. Was robbed. We thought that was a pretty egregious robbery. You know, but they upped the ante tonight. I mean, this was crazy. I mean, everybody in the house, you know, pretty much was sick to their stomachs. And it's just a lot of guys talk this way. You know, a lot of coaches, you know, and your kid, a lot of guys think that their guy won and this and that. But you know, I've been doing this a long time. This is what I do for a living. I've never seen a worse robbery. I mean, this is incredible.
You saw the scorecards. You did check. Am I correct there? I mean, you did come up to the judges and saw the scorecards.
That's right.
What did it say on the scorecards?
One of the scorecards was 17-14 for the kid.
For Tyrone Triplett.
For Tyrone Triplett out of Lansing, Michigan. Another one was the opposite, like 17-14 for Miles. One of them was 15-15, had it even, and scored it for the other kid for effective aggression, whatever that means. And another one had Miles winning 23-12, which is a huge disparity, you know. So, you know, what that tells us is they're either, you know, incompetent or they're morally incompetent. You know, I would suggest the latter of the two. I think they're just morally incompetent people. You know, my argument is, and I believe that the kid got the decision because he's already a national champion. You know, Miles is a phenom. He's only had, that was his 7th fight. That's unheard of. Nobody does what he does. Last week he fought a two-time national champion. You know, made him look very basic, I mean, it was incredible, and that just never happens. Again, Miles has had 7 fights. Last week's Darrell Gibbs had 60 fights. This kid, I would imagine, you know, had upwards of 60 fights. He's a certified national champion as well. So it's politics, you know. And my argument is how does our kid, how does Miles become a national champion? You know, how does he get there? If he, I mean, does everything right. You know, does things that you'd like pros to be able to do, and it's just sad. It really is.
You know, you've had Miles for how long?
About 18 months.
18 months, from 0 to now. When did you? I mean, you know, you have a lot of kids coming in and out of the gym, you know, working out and all that. But how did you know that you have something to work with? How did you know, or when did you know, or what did you see that say, hey, you know what, this kid has some talent, something that could be developed, or was it, you know, what's your impression? Like, oh wow, you know, did you just see the kid and say, hey, this kid is something else? What was your, you know, in your own, opinion? Well,
you know, I've been doing this long enough. I've had 1,000 kids come in these doors. You know, everybody's going to be a world champion or this or that, and you know, some kids have abilities, some kids don't. You spot it right off the bat, but so I've learned not to get too excited, you know, not to really. Miles, I'd say, I really didn't pay him much attention, you know. Probably the first month or so that he was in here, you know, I try not to give the kids too much attention initially. Make sure that they want it, make sure they want to work hard, that this is what they want to do, and to see how they develop. And I remember Miles was sparring with a grown man, and they were just doing some sparring. Some light sparring or something, and one guy didn't know, he didn't know what he was talking about as far as the boxing's concerned, and you know, he didn't realize what was going on, and he got in the ring with Miles, and then I started to observe, and this is a guy that had been boxing for a little while, and Miles dropped him, hurt him with a body shot, just a beautiful shovel hook, and I never seen the guy again, and that's what kind of initially sparked my interest. Like, wait a minute, I think I got something here. I believe he was 14. I think just had turned 14. He hadn't been 14 for very long, and he ran a grown man out the door, paying customer at that, you know. so right from there, you know, I really started putting a lot of time in him, and you know, me and his father, you know, and everybody here, you know, and then he took off from there. I mean, it's never seen anybody. I mean, I've handled pros, you know, amateurs. You know, I've been around. I've had guys in Vegas on major undercards. I mean, I've never seen anybody like this kid, never. And just his development has just been phenomenal. I wish we could do that with everybody, you know.
What do you say in terms of work ethic? You know, a lot of people there want to see, hey, how could I be like that, or what do I need to do? You know, there's a lot of people out there, you know, looking, you know, at their kids or themselves that say, hey, you know, I want to compete and I want to box and I want to do all these things. What you know, obviously work ethic is very important. What do you think of work ethic-wise in terms of that and maturity with Miles? What you...
Well, I would say, you know, to people that are aspiring and to do what Miles does is, yeah, you're going to have to work your ass off. I mean, this kid works his ass off. I mean, his demeanor, you know, the way he handles himself, you know, it's not typical of a kid his age to be as focused as he is. And, you know, not only does he work harder than anybody at that age that I've seen, but the things that he naturally has as well, the things, just him, you know, again, demeanor. I mean, he's been blessed with physical gifts as well, you know, and that's the thing that makes him special, is that he's the total package. And so my counter to a lot of people would be, just being the realist that I am, is, you know, you can aspire to be like Miles, but you're probably still going to come up a little short, you know. And the only way to bridge that gap is by working your ass off, you know.
Well, thank you very much, and you know, we'll be going to more shows, and next fight will be a couple of weeks, and you know, good luck.
Thanks.